Tetutiet nebo longetab Kabotik koitun kong'eten inguni betut noton nekamuch alai kweyot noton nebo Carol Kipleget kainenyin ko Shadrack Mutai cheisubu en inguni logoiwekab emet cheitun en ketesiet nebo Kass TV. Kakolumda nekirubeiwotab President Rigathi Gachagua chamainyin nelel nenaat ko Democracy for the Citizens Party DCP. Kong'ololi en wisiechen chebo chamainoton en Lavington, yutet Nairobi, komwa Gachagua kole koib kasarta neko ine ng'olchin ak biikab emet kotinygei ak chamainoton mwoe kole epchin iit magutik chebo biikab emet.
Karirtaen ine kaimutik chebune biikab emoni eng kasari kandoinatet nekamwa kole maititaat.
Millions of Kenyans from across our nation who have called on us to raise the occasion for a voice of reason and a listening ear, a right they have been denied for far too long. Patriotic Kenyans here at home and abroad have spoken to us clearly towards reforms for a better Kenya. The current despotic regime has failed to listen to the voice of the Kenyan citizen. That is why our great nation is sinking under heavy and punitive taxation, poor public delivery, skyrocketing cost of living, raiding of the payslip, poor health care, bad policies, and poor governance, insecurity, pathological lies, among others.
Kamwa ine kole chamaitab DCP koendi kokase rirekab biikab boror akoyochi walutik chemakchingei.
Our new party is Democracy for the Citizens Party. Our party slogan is Sikiza wa Kenya. But if Kenyans want, they can always interchange it with Sikiza ground. Our party symbol is a listening ear.
Nekisirinde nebo chamaitab UDA Cleophas Malala ko rubeiwotab kandoindetab chamainoto bo DCP.
Hatutaki tuwe chama cha kuongoza kutoka mbele. Tunataka tuwe chama cha kusikiza Wakenya. That is why tumesema kwamba tutazidi kusikiza Wakenya. Wakenya wakisema jambo, sisi tunafuata yale ambayo Wakenya wanasema, sababu hii ni chama chao. Wakenya wakisema kwamba hawataki hii mfumo ya SHA, wanataka turudi katika ile NHIF, basi tutasikiza Wakenya. Wakenya wakisema kwamba hawataki mambo ya kulipia kodi ya housing, wanataka wajijengee manyumba, wanataka barabara mzuri, basi sisi uongozi wetu utasikia Wakenya na utaondoa maneno ya housing. Wakenya wakisema wanataka kuleta ile hadhi katika ile payslip yao, hawataki kutozwa ushuru kiolelaolela, basi tutasikia Wakenya.
Alak eng kandoik chebo kasar eng chamainoto ko neki minister nebo kabatisiet Mithika Linturi ak neki women rep nebo Laikipia Kate Waruguru.
Philosophy yetu ya chama hiki ni kusema ukweli. You can be suspended if you say a lie in this party. Hii ni chama cha kusema ukweli. Hatutaki mtu yoyote muongo. We are allergic to lies. That is why our rallying call ni kusikiza wa Kenya, and our party leader has shown by being a truthful man.
Yekangolumda chamait nebo DCP komwa neki rubeiwo nebo President Rigathi Gachagua kole wendi korutochin komoswek tugul chebo emoni asikobit koalda sera choto chebo chamaitab DCP. Ako kamwa inendet kole wendi koipchinit biikab Kenya. Aripotenchini Kass logoiwekab emet eng county nebo Nairobi, kainenyu ko Samson Kurgat.
En kasaratan ko kanyor kakotonosiek alak en sirikab logoiwek yekan kobir ichek ribikab kalyet choton chebo Rigathi Gachagua yekan kobata lumdaetab chamait nebo DCP en igorto nekokiyai en Lavington yutet Nairobi. Kabit yautenoton yekan kotieme ribikab Gachagua koon barnotik chekomoche koba kurgat nebo ofis cheechen chebo chamainoton nekayach komwokto risasinik koba barak. En kasaratan kotestai kolele ana katestai kobar nerekwak sirikab logoiwek eng kakwautiet nekamwa kole kakibokyi alak en ichek ak kereben tuguk chebo kamanut chekoboisien cheboto kereben cameras. Agenge en sirikab tugul cheimuch konyor kakotinosiek koboto Brian Tuva nebo ketesiet nebo Kass TV ak cameraman noton nebo KTN chebo nyor kakotinosiek ole kakosir icheket logoiyot eng ketesiet nebo police noton nebo Mudhangari en yutet Nairobi. Kakokimit CS nebo ribetab kalyet en emet orit Kipchumba Murkomen kole kakotoi polis chikilisiet kotiengei ak kabokyidonoton katestai nekakitokyin sirikab logoiwek. Kamwa kole komokotindoi police report neyamat kotiengei ak tuyetab raini nekabo lumdaetab chamait nelel noton nekaindochin nekirwetab president Rigathi Gachagua.
And our National Police Service carrying out proper investigations to see what exactly happened when those political leaders were launching their own party. Unfortunately, as I have inquired from the National Police Service, there is no indication that the National Police Service were notified about this meeting so that they can provide proper security. Preliminary also investigation indicate that some of the supporters who were invited to come for this function were expecting to be paid some amount, and as a result of fighting over those resources, there was a melee which unfortunately led to some kind of a stampede. And unfortunately, we hear that some of the journalists who were there to cover the event were also caught in the melee, and some people in civilian clothes drew their guns and then they fired on the air. So investigations will go on to establish who exactly they were, why they did what they did. But what is of significance to us is that we would like to ask all leaders, regardless of their political affiliations, to first of all seek the services of National Police Service when they're having public events, just to secure and protect the public. Number two is that even where they are paying their supporters, because it's allowed by law, they should be able to do it in an organized manner, in a manner that's not going to cause a stampede, and perhaps organize their supporters in a better manner, because we have seen in the past that when supporters are fighting over money and other resources, they cause a problem. Otherwise, everybody has their right to exercise their political rights. I did not know there was somebody who was launching a party today. It's until you asked me this question in relation to this situation. And when I inquired, I was told there were a group of people who were launching a party. Unfortunately, I wasn't aware. But the report that has come from National Police Service is that the fight was around the resources the supporters were expecting and the absence of proper coverage by the police because there was no proper notification about this public event. Nobody knew it, I didn't know it, and the National Police Service were not notified. So, and in going forward, all political actors, regardless of their political affiliations, should notify the National Police Service about public events so that we can give proper security and proper coverage.
Kagomwa rubeiwotab President Professor Kithure Kindiki kole meyanat kakwautiet nekoib alage eng kandoikab bolotet nebo kotoi chamaisiek chebo bolotet chebo riondit eng mwaet kole noton kotokyingei wekta let bandab tai nebo emet.
Kakomongei rubeiwotab President Professor Kithure Kindiki akonereki rubeiwotab President Rigathi Gachagua eng mwaet kole letoi bolotet netokyingei kopchei biikab emetab Kenya.
Lakini wacha kusema hii ni chama ya kabila hii ama dini hii, kwa sababu utatenganisha wananchi. Sema hii ni chama ya Wakenya wote, ile ingine ikuwe ni ya Wakenya, alafu tukampeni. Wakati wa kampeni kifika tumenyane, kila mtu atoe rekodi yake.
Kong'ololi en sautik chebo biik chekoibet sobonwek en nyasutietab oret nekibit en komosta nebo Arimi en Elbargon. Molo kokamwa Kindiki kole kakotestai Gachagua ak polotet nebo bororiondit ak noton nekaibor akwautiet nekaib kotoi chamait nelel en betutab raini.
It is maturity that our democracy must mature. Sio kuchemsha wananchi na hakuna mtu hajakuwa na nafasi ya kuwa kiongozi. Wale watu unasikia wanaongea huko, hakuna mtu hajakuwa na nafasi. Wengine wamekuwa mawaziri, wengine wamekuwa vitu vingine. So everybody will account. Mimi nitaulizwa, wachana na hii ya deputy president. Wewe ulikuwa minister for interior. Ulifanyia Kenya nini? Taeleza ile kazi nilifanya kuokoa maisha pale Lamu, Boni Forest.
Kamwa Kindiki kole polotet neunoton kowektoi let tetutik chebo bandab tai. Ng'alalet nekoikochi kasubet gavana nebo county nebo Nakuru Susan Kihika nekomiten ak kandoik cheterter cheboto MP nebo Molo Kimani Kuria tugul chekakimit kole tesetai kokochin kasubet serikalit neindochin President Dr. William Ruto ak koesio polotet nebo bororiondit.
Hao vile mheshimiwa anaongea kuhusu hiyo crashes ya 88 ilikuwa kunyoroshwa, tulikuwa tunanyoroshwa. 207 tukanyoroshana, 22 tukanyoroshana, tukakubaliana never again will we allow ourselves to be divided kwa misingi ya kikabila. So hearing that there are political parties that are tribal political parties, it is very unfortunate, and these people are not boarding.
Sisi tuendelee kukaa venye tumekaa, tukae na amani, tukae be very peaceful, na tusiitikie mtu atoke na huko kwenye anatoka akuje kutukoroga hapa. Wacha tuendelee kufanya kazi pamoja. Tulitafuta hii serikali, hatutatoka sasa tuingie msituni na serikali ni yetu.
Abineten en kasarta nekalumda nekirubeiwotab President Rigathi Gachagua chamanyin nelel nekamwa inendet kole tokyingei koisto en kandoinatet President Dr. William Ruto. Kong'eten county nebo Nakuru, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass. Kainenyun ko Sylvester Rono.
Kakekonor borwekab biik lo en biik 12 chekibet sobonwekwak kosibkei ak nyasutab oret nekibit en komosta noton nebo Elbargon en koning'oten ng'atutik nebo Molo. En ikoratan komiten rubeiwotab President Kithure Kindiki ak Governor nebo Nakuru Susan Kihika koboto alak en kandoik amuch komwa rubeiwotab President kole wendi kotougei tekset noton nebo Rironi Mau Summit nebo kibarait asikomusta noton nyasutik chekiborenchin chebo ortinwek.
Nataka nitoe pole zangu kwa familia ya Penina Wamboi, Nixon Bano, Paul Chege, Felix Onyango, Tabitha Muthoni, Pauline Kerubo, Jacinta Wamboi na Samuel Mboro. Mwenyezi Mungu ailaze roho ya hao wapendwa wetu katika mahali pema. Sasa kutoka tarehe 1 Julai kuendelea tutaanza ujenzi, upanuzi wa barabara kuu ambayo inaunganisha Rironi pale Limuru mpaka Mau Summit. Iwe dual carriageway, iwe na lane zaidi, ili tupunguze ajali, kwa sababu kuna hata huko chini Nakuru sehemu ya Kinungi pale hapo Naivasha watu wengi wamepoteza maisha, vile vile Gilgil na hiyo Salga. Hiyo barabara tumepata namna ya kuijenga, na wizara ya barabara imeamrishwa na rais ifikapo Julai contractor awe ground ameanza hiyo kazi. And I believe that is going to be one of the signature projects of President Ruto for the economy of Nakuru County, the economy of Rift Valley, the economy of Western Kenya, the economy of Nyanza, because many people use that road.
Katestai kokoito kerenywan biikab emet kotiengei ak chobet noton nebo budget en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet komoche meng'ik kimit chepkondok chekindo sekta nebo kabatisiet, teksetab ortinwek ak noton nebo letaetab kimnotet noton nebo sitimet.
Kanyoru boroindo meng'ikab county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet kokoito kereng'wai kotinygei ak chobetab budget nebo emet anan public participation ne kayai eng taonitab miten committee nebo budget and appropriation committee nebo bunge. Nito ko boroindo nenegei netai konyor meng'ichoto yekingowal bunge ng'atutik asikokochi boroindo biik kotinygei ak chobetab budget kou ye kayoror MP nebo Marakwet West Timothy Kipchumba.
Moche kemwochi kongoi because for the first time kakobwa bichu ground koib opinion nebo raia. Amu previously ko ki wabunge chikoitoi their opinion in Nairobi, lakini leo kakobwa ground kakoib opinion nebo the people. Ingen ole kineibe serikali ni barab Ruto ng'echeret ko ki ng'alekab bottom up economic transformational agenda. So kimwa kole koibe views from the people. So we have seen for the first time ya kwamba kage actualize on that principle of a bottom up economic model. That is why keep information and keep statistics ak ideas chubaraya so that in parliament get table the budget king get these are projects choko requesten bigap Elgeyo Marakwet County.
Tesetai kechobe budget nebo Kenya komi kene kele mi some percentages cheke dedicated to public participation. Koba noto bendi round budget and appropriation committee ko sample in some counties. Ako ki ni komelinga taurane netai. Kenyit konye komi na Baringo, Nakuru and some other counties around komi Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia ak Nandi. Kosubkei ak membayatab bunge nebo Keiyo North Adams Kipsanai komwa kole noto ko oret nebo kamanut nenyorune kelchin biikab boror chepkondok cheitabanchini serikali. Josom meng'ik ale tuguchu kichobe tugul komo chebo maridadi. Lazima kowal sabenyo. Ngot kimuchi iwe mung'aret inyo market nebo iten ites iwe Eldoret iwe ano KIPES cheking'olole nguno ko kimeche kefaitan ak sure ketoret county government kemeken sure kele county integrated projects za KIPES kak factor in sikong'et neranik koteken advantage ak kokilgei kemneng'wai. Ak beek projects chebo beek kitinye many projects chebo beek. Kwa hivyo ameche asom meng'ik ak nyekebendi round kolegit amu ngakemukte keconnecten beek kechop ortinwek ko kakesomon eng yo kesambasan kechop ng'alekab schools infrastructure kesambasan stimet kechop markets stadiums. So ni wajibu sasa nebo wananchi akichek koine koteken advantages those amenities so kosiko kotoret their livelihood.
So this time round komi nenyo ak alak 16 ko kenyino koba alak. So kekoch mwananchi opportunity komwa tuguk chik chemeche kende no budget. So raini ko manenyo betut achek wajumbe missing. Betut kobo mwananchi komwa ng'alek chik kole ndasikin kendeiwo kikele budget.
Alak eng magutik chemache meng'ikab county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet kisuldae ko chebo teksetab ortinwek ak kabatisiet.
Communication chekwanyoru ko kikundishek chekonyoru kolecho they want kale biik ngele barabara anan ngele barabara ngele stima ngele sukul ko those are public institutions che saa zingine komite individuals chematos benefiten, like for example mukende tamak oret yu lakini mite chito nemenye karibu ak barabara amatinye karit akot inendet mwenyewe. So there are issues chekemeche kora kefactorin eng budget nebo Elgeyo Marakwet ko cash crop seedlings chami kose gavana kolen pesa mfukoni akolen lazima keempower chitugul nenye mbaret kosetan aside sikemuch kefacilitaten ak keswekab cash crops ngo ka avocado like what I'll be advocating is avocado, tea, coffee in biga chamenye along the hanging valley. Ako apart from allocation for the seedlings, ke allocation ako keswekab tuga as in AI services allocated chepkondok hakikisha ale kakiprovide an AI services ing tugab biga chebo household chebo Elgeyo Marakwet. Lakini apart from the provision of AI services ako keswek choto tugul kehakikishan kora kele kakonu enough education so that we allocate money sikahakikishan kele wakulima ngotom kokol kehakikishan kele kakirichen tugul. At times the county government does it lakini much maek exhaustive. So even in this main budget in the sector of agriculture kehakikishan kele kakifactorin kele kichukuandano mkulima step by step. If it is keeping dairy cows kohakikishan ndano kole kakikipen dairy cows mzuri, dairy goats kokakiyai kunoto so that makikoite kora tuguk che strange mkulima ak karon komarib komie koiku hasara.
Kongete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Yakimande en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet kebendi county nekityin noton nebo Uasin Gishu oloimonge ak ichek biikab emet kokoito kerenywan kotinygei ak chobet noton nebo budget komwa ichek kole nyolu en inguni kimuch kiwong alak en process kemuch ketoi chetomo kiwong akoi inguni chekimuch kolumda serikali.
Komiti noto kaindoji MP nebo Alego Usonga na inendet kora ko nebo ngecheret eng komiti nebo budget and appropriation eng National Assembly Samuel Atandi kokatat kerutikab biikab emet eng kasarta noto netetat kengong ak kisirto budget noto nebo kenyini. Mwae komiti noto kole chongindab biikab emet mising ko chotok chebo county nebo Uasin Gishu komache kikimit tetutik chotok chebo kanabtaetab bandab tai cheboto kabatisiet, sitimet, chobetab ortinwek ak tetutik alak.
Today was public participation forum for Uasin Gishu County in respect of budget preparations. Every year, Budget and Appropriations Committee conducts public participation in selected counties. And this year, Uasin Gishu is one of the counties that we selected for the purpose of this constitutional requirement. Constitution Article 1 gives the sovereign power to the people. And one of the things that the people must have a voice in is budget making. So we have been here with a team from all the sub-counties from Uasin Gishu who have given us memorandum that we are going to look at in respect of the key areas that they would like the Budget and Appropriations Committee to consider for the new financial year.
Kamwa Atandi kole eng budget noto nebo kenyini ole kotiegei tiletab aisurut kobun biikab emet asikobit keistoegei besendo kobun emotinwekab sang.
In summary, let me say that the issues that have been captured range from one, infrastructure, electricity, water, agriculture, especially diversification from maize to coffee, health issues, education. We have listened to people asking us to hire more teachers, and all the issues are captured basically around those areas. And I want to say that the budget which is presented before us by the executive totals to about 4.2 trillion. And in that budget, national government is going to spend 2.5 trillion. County governments are going to spend 405 billion. And 1 trillion is going to be used to pay interest on debt. And 300 billion is going to be spent on pensions and constitutional commissions. In a nutshell, we have tried our best to ensure that we live within our means. The budget is going to be supported by revenue projections from ordinary revenue, which we are going to collect from Kenyans, but more fundamentally, we are also going to borrow a little. One of the things that we have done in this budget this year is to cut our borrowing limits.
Akot kunoto komwae ine kole tete icheket koro kole kaikanapta kebeberta noto nebo somanet ole mitei ngalalet ak treasury kosuldae notok.
By the cabinet secretary for treasury, there's a debate on whether the public should intervene in that respect, because over the years the government has been taking that hit. But as you know, we are trying to live within our means, so we are really trying to cut all the expenditure that are necessary. But I believe this one is very necessary, and we are still going to have conversation with the presidency to see how best we can address this particular issue, because Kenyans are used that the government is the one that is funding that vote.
Kong'etika taunetab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
En county kora nenekityin noton nebo Nandi kokosom meng'ik chebo county noton serikali en kasarta newendi kochobe budget nebo kenyini koker kole kakimuch kikochi boroindo neo kokesunetab projects cheechen cheboto ortinwek chekikotonoso tekset en county noton. Kabinten kasarta nekayai Public Participation Committee neindochin Budget and Operation en bunge nebo emoni kondochin nebo ng'echeret Dr. Robert Bukose ak County MP nebo Nandi Cynthia Muge chekayomis ichek meng'ikab county noton bo Nandi kole wendi committee noton koityin kamanut somutikwak.
Kaimangei meng'ikab county nebo Nandi eng tiong'indab sobet kokoito somutikwak eng committee noto indochin chobetab budget eng bunge nebo emoni ole kasom ichek kekes projects cheechen chekikokagei eng county nebo Nandi.
Bas kikuruno Ruben Boit, Chief Security nebo Nandi County.
Ngainekyuk kekuruno Julius Rabirgen, chairman nebo boda nebo welfare eng town Kapsabet CBD.
Ngainekyuk kekuruno Malaki Arap To, representative nebo youth eng Nandi County.
Kemoche keker kele kikamwa kole bottom up ko mama mboga mtu wa boda lakini makewache tugul. Kimoche kesom serikali kele chobwech oratinwek eng Nandi ak kemoche keboibochi lami raundi. Ngebendi 2027 kebire kura kemoche kiro kele lami nekeboibochini makemoche keboibochini maram. Anono ngechene.
Kanyor kora kasarta kipsomaninik kokon kerenwa ole kaek nito kasarta netai eng emet eng lagok chemengechen kokoito somutikwak eng chobetab budget nebo emet.
Ningependa kuomba serikali kwa vyovyote vile mahali ambapo itawezekana tu watusaidie juu sisi kama wanafunzi tuko na mahitaji mingi sana.
Kacher departments alake ko sup kuye ko kiai Directorate of Children Services kuhakikishan kole any decision nekimekani kebringen lagok on board.
Kosubkei ak nito koyomis ichek committee noto kondochin county MP nebo county nebo Nandi Cynthia Muge kole barchingei ichek kesuldachi ichek somutikwak.
Kuna mambo zingine ambazo nimefanya hata consultation kwa mambo ya barabara ya town iko kwa mpangilio ya serikali. Itatengenezwa kutumia ile inaitwa service fund. So rais hako aware na hiyo itafanywa. Sewage mliongea kuhusu sewage yenu pia hiyo iko kwa mpango na nafikiri the designs are complete na itafanywa.
Ya kwamba hii kamati ikiketi chini wataweza kuangalia zile vitu zote ambazo tumeomba, zile vitu zote ambazo tumeitisha. Wakishaweka kwa report yao waweze kutupatia feedback ya kusema vile mnasema tulikuwa tunataka transformer 300 tulipata 200. Hiyo inaitwa feedback. Ndio tuweze sasa kukubaliana ya kwamba kati ya zile 300 tulikuwa tunataka tumepata 200, tutafanyaje kwa ile ingine 100 ambayo hatukupata. So kitu inaitwa feedback ni ya muhimu na hiyo ndio maana hii kamati iko hapa.
Kayamis ichek kora biikab emet kole barchingei serikalitab President William Ruto koib walet eng emet ole kere ichek kole kokobit walet neo eng uchumi nebo emet.
Let's give the president time and he is right. You know walifikiria hii serikali itaanguka. They didn't expect him to last. That is why ile ukorofi ya Gen Z ilikuja wakifikiri sasa tuangushe. But Mungu naye ni nani, si ndio? So let's give him support, let's give him time. Things will work for us. At least the economy now is stabilized.
Kwamba budget ya hii mwaka imeongezewa pesa bilioni 230, 230 billion, an addition from last year. Hiyo pesa inaonesha serikali ya Kenya Kwanza ambayo inaongozwa na Rais William Ruto inasikiza ile mahitaji ambayo watu wake wanataka.
Kong'eteke county nebo Nandi logoiwekab emet ya Focus. Kainenyu ko Nelson Tarbei.
Ngistoenge ng'alekab public participation ak chobet noton nebo budget. Ngebe county nebo Bomet ole karutechi county inoton en betutab raini commission nekitoi president nebo technical working group asikomuch koker anan komuch koib keretab biikab emet akobo yautik chebo gender based violence anan ng'emetab imanda noton nebo kipkosobe en meng'atosiek. Kosubkei nebo ng'echeret en commission noton James Nombi ko county nebo Bomet ko agenge en county chemiten barak yautik chebo rumisiet chekitokyin kwonyik choton gender based violence.
We are here as a task force. And the task force is on gender based violence, including femicide. So this task was appointed by His Excellency the President via the Gazette notice dated 10th of January 2025. One of the terms of reference of the task force is to investigate cases of femicide as well as gender-based violence. So femicide by its very nature or definition is the killing of women or girls because of the gender. And this was necessitated by the prevalence of various incidents of femicide and gender-based violence in the country.
Kigureno Teklatum, a member nebo task force na kokwe president kebendat eng Kenya kiro ngalekab gender-based violence ak femicide. Ko emirani Bomet. Ko eng Bomet kakokone ngalek chechang amune sikwaakse kunoto. Kakon ngalek nebo uchumi kale imuchi kwo boyot komanda ako koi komami ki nekoib. Ko changiani gender-based violence. Kamwa kit age kora kole chepyosok, kwonyik, lagok che tibik ko ngap komeche kebutyi haki nenywa nebo mbaret. Ngale kikisich ichegei ko tibik. Kotokoi kobwane biik alake akolaja makikochin mbarenik lagok che tibik. Mi kit age kora nekangalale lagokab university. Kale iwendi imuchi metinye ki age tugul inam chorwa nengung komutai itinye age kotun konerech age akobarin. Kole kararan konget sigik kosub lagok kole tos tepto ano lagochu, tos tindoi ne lagochu simakibar lagok. Ngoliot age ko culture. Kamwae boyot age kole kitam kebire chepyosok olikinye kimakekere kokey lakini kimakebire komeiyo. Lakini ko betusiechu kebire chito ipkebar.
Kimae kityo kekonu kateunet kele kokeesyo ako kitesetai keesyoi ko ki gender department kele makebare tibikyok, makebare chepyosok, amakebare boisiekyok. O kibendi ko kikimiten noton kotiengei tuguk chenyolu keyai. Agenge ko kokiletabgei. Nyolu kokilgei kipkosobe age tugul simareben ingoi imandanywan. Nebo aeng ko kengalal sikor komesich kaimutik en metit kotor inye ingem chito nekamayai lelutiet age tugul.
Kakobarasta benkit nebo Cooperative Bank walutikab mungarenyin nebo keberta netai nebo kenyitab mungaret nebo kenyitab 2025 noton ko arawetab Januar akoi arawetab somok. Chiboru kole konyor benkinoto melekto anan profit nebo silingisiek bilion 9.63 kotomo keisto aisurut ole noton ko teset anan kolany eng kaitet noton nebo 6.8 eng bogol ngekerchin ak silingisiek bilion 9 chekenyor eng kasarta noton eng kenyitab 2024. Kabiniton eng kasarta nekoimong kasetitab Financial Times report nenaat ko Africa's fastest growing companies 2025 nakaibor kole benkitab Cooperative Bank ko agenge eng kampunisiek anan benkisiek cheechekitu mising en Africa komugul kosubkei ak kimnatetab mungaret kong'ete kenyitab 2020 akoi 2023.
Tesetai koboru kimnatet benkitab Cooperative en mungarenyin kosubkei ak kakwautik che tesetai koibe benkinotok chetokyingei kokimit kabaraetab mungaret asikeityi magutikab customers mising ko kobun tetutiet neisuldaen benkinotok nenaat ko Soaring Eagle. En walutik che kaibarasta benkinotok kobun Managing Director Dr. Gideon Muriuki kong'ongkop kole kotesak mogornotet netindo kong'eten bilion 714.7 en kasarta nebo arawet netai akoi nebo somok chebo kenyitab 2024 akoi bilion 774 agenge eng kasarta neunotok eng kenyitab 2025. Nitok ko taban ak besendo nekoikoito benkinotok nekotesak akoi bilion 384.5 en 2025 kong'eten bilion 378.1 en kenyitab 2024. Kotesak kora rabinik chekokonor customers chebo benkinotok kong'eten bilion 481.8 en kenyitab 2024 akoi bilion 525.2 en kenyitab 2025. En kasaratak ko kotesak rabinik chekonyor shareholders chebo benkitab Cooperative kong'eten bilion 127.1 en kenyitab 2024 akoi bilion 155.9 en kenyitab 2025. Kobosok eng kebeberta neming'in melekto nekonyor benkinotok taban ak chenyoru kobun interest chelibani customers akoi bilion 6.9 en kenyit nebo 2025 ngekerchin ak bilion 7.1 chebo kenyitab 2024. Nitok ko eng kasarta nekotesak rabinik chekoboisien benkitab Cooperative en kasuldaetab mungaret kong'eten bilion 18.8 en kenyitab 2024 akoi bilion million 21.2 eng kenyitab 2025. Kotinygei ak boisietab musoknotet en mung'aret ko kotestai benkitab Cooperative koboisie musoknotet nebo Finacol ole kokomuch konapta notok mung'arenyin nitok ko taban ak tetutik alak cheboto kakimitetab boisietab ATMs kopkwa jirani ak simoshek en nyorunetab toretet ak tetutik alak chebo benkinotok chekonyumnyum kasuldaetab mung'aret ak komuktechi benkinotok kouto kebeberta nebo 90% nebo boisionik chetinyegei ak customers chechik. En kasaratak komuch mung'arosiek alak chenomu benkitab Cooperative cheboto benkisiek koyai komie. Konyor kampunitab Coop Bank Assurance Intermediary Limited melekto nebo $402.1 kotomo ketil aisurut. Konyor Cooperative Bank of South Sudan melekto nebo silingishek $80.7 kotomo ketil aisurut. En kasarta nekonyor Coop Trust Investment Services ak Kingdom Bank melekwek chebo $161.5 ak $224.7 kotomo ketil aisurut. Victor Korir, Kass, Nairobi.
Tap kolenjin agoi yoton kokakeit let logoiwekab emet kaitunen ketesiet nebo Kass TV nekasomanun kwane Shadrack Mutai.